Many of the times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people that have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.
Welcome to today's presentation of the KMTV Morning Show. Today is the 21st of August 2023. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your location, and welcome to this very, very fascinating edition of the KMTV Morning Show here in Monrovia. Welcome, wherever you join us from, celebrating your birthday today. Let's say happy birthday to you. If you are celebrating your wedding anniversary, it's best to work in accordance with those vows. We'll be together forever to death do our part. Congratulations to all of you who will be graduating on Friday. That's Friday from the Stella Maris Polytechnic. My girl Mickey will be graduating. The man Mosaic Mo will be graduating as well. We want to say congratulations to you. Welcome to today's presentation to give you the rundowns of those issues we have on our plate for discussion. Today we'll make our first stop in Maryland County to speak with our correspondent, Brian Dio. He will put her up to speed as senatorial candidate there, making a very, very huge promise to the people of Harper there in Maryland County. He will tell us exactly how it all went there. When we come back, we will bring you an excerpt with Finance Minister Samuel D. Twe, where he talked about Liberia is now exporting electricity to neighboring Africas, and that statement was made in a community or in a town that do not have electricity, and I think it's deception right there. We'll bring you the excerpt of that. We'll also be telling you over the weekend, the CPP standard bearer, Mr. Ellis Cummings, named his full team of those individuals that will manage his campaign as we move to the October 10 election. We'll be bringing you that asset. He also said that the statement made by President Weah that the election will be won by the CDC in the first round is complete nonsense. We'll bring you that as well. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll make our first stop in Maryland County, Harper City, where Brian Dio is. He will put her up to speed about this huge promise coming from a senatorial candidate, Tia Nangwe. Tia Nangwe is the former Director General of the National Identification Registry and now contesting in Maryland County as Senator of the county. He will put her up to speed. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you just why it is right here. My name is AMOS Thomas Bomo. Welcome to do this presentation. A short break will bring us right back.
Many of the times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people that have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.
For joining us, this is the KMTV Morning Show. I want to say welcome if you just joined us, and we're hoping you're having yourselves a wonderful, wonderful time wherever you join us from this morning. In Harper City, Mr. Nangwe, Tia Nangwe, who's the former Executive Director of the National Identification Registry, now contesting in Maryland County, said he's going to provide jobs for 10,000 Marylanders if he's elected as senator in Maryland County. And moreover, he will make sure that no citizen in Harper City will live on a thatched roof. And we'll bring you that excerpt when we listen to him right there. Then we will join our correspondent who is already with us in Cube, the man Brian Dio from Maryland County. The excerpt will bring up the correspondent.
This year, and the company will also pay taxes to us while they're getting jobs. Use the taxes to pay Harper, to pay Plimo, and to pay the interior. One Harper and Plimo to have safe drinking water, to have paved roads, to have electricity, to have water system, fire system, and damage collection system. In the interior,
You listen to senatorial candidate Tia Nangwe. They're telling citizens of Maryland that when he's elected as senator of Maryland County, he will make sure that 10,000 Marylander will be given jobs and no Marylander will live on an attached roof. Brian Dio corresponds for KMTV there in Maryland County. He joined us this morning. Good morning, Brian. Thanks for having you.
Good morning, Amos, and good morning to those listening to the KMTV morning show. It's a pleasure joining you from the beautiful land of sunshine and peace, loving people in Harper, Maryland County.
I'm sure you're joining us this morning from Harper. How's Harper this morning?
Well, Harper is doing relatively well, unlike for the weather condition is not too favorable. In fact, for the past 2 days now, we had a bit of rainfall in the city of Harper. But everything is on course as the political train is said to be moving there in the respective spectrum of Maryland County, and Harper, which is of no exception.
Oh, okay. For us, we have a sunny Monday this morning. Uh, Honorable Tia Nangwe is telling Marylanders that when he's elected as senator, he will provide 10,000 jobs, and moreover, no Marylander, most especially those living in Harper City, will live on an attached roof. Tell us how or when, where he made this statement, and what was some of the response from citizens as it relates to this.
Well, the statement from J.T. Nangwe, former National Identification Registry boss, who's now contesting and one of those major competitors in these elections, is said to be joining the concerns of public in the county. The statement was made at the front of the Harper City Hall when he, over the weekend, delivered his campaign address. That is making sure that he specifically addressed citizens of the county, telling them as to what he's going to do when he's elected as senator of the county. And so in the wake of that, he promised 10,000 jobs for people of Maryland County, that once he's elected as senator, he's going to provide 10,000 jobs. And he said he has been into the provision of jobs for a very long time. And so he have all of the strategies in making sure that he talk to investors to come in the county and provide 10,000 jobs for Marylanders. He also promised that thatched houses within rural parts of Maryland will be changed to zinc immediately once he's elected as senator. And so all of these big promises, talking about money lost in Maryland County and making sure that he transformed the lives of the young people in the county, is also something that he said in his political messages when he delivered at the Harper City Hall just on Saturday. And so all of these messages is said to be raising concern across the county, when several people are thinking as to how will the NRO boss go about creating 10,000 jobs. They indicated, some views indicate that the government of Liberia cannot provide even 10,000 jobs across the country. Then what about Senator Kennedy, who's pushing that indeed once he's elected, we're going to provide 10,000 jobs. And so they are questioning this statement made by Senator Nangwe, Senator Kennedy, but he kept saying, yes, he have the full control over that, and he's prepared to make sure he provide the 10,000 jobs. As to how I'm going to do that was the question we posed to him through an exclusive interview. And he told us that there are investors that he's already talking with. In fact, some of them are out of the country. He went to Africa to meet with some of these investors. And once he's elected, they're going to be coming to the county to make sure they bring in companies so that the 10,000 jobs can be created or provided for the poor of Maryland County.
Oh, that's a good one. Hoping it comes to fruition. But thank you so much. How's the campaign activities just before we leave you?
Well, the campaign activities is said not to be gaining much momentum, but again, we can say to you that all of those who are contesting, many of these senatorial and representative candidates, including presidential, they are yet to even hit the southeastern region. You have the incumbents, they are also in Monrovia, who are contesting the county. We only have currently in the county, J.T. Nangwe, the NRO former boss. We also have Henry Wessing. Henry Wessing is also one of those senatorial candidates in the county, and few of them are in county, but vast majority of them are in Monrovia. And so maybe they are doing some lobbying aspect or making sure that they bring forth together their campaign materials to come to the county. But in the wake of that, on a weekly basis, every Saturday we have the Coalition for Democratic Change, which is said to be gaining much momentum in the county, parading the principal streets of the county and making sure that they draw the attention of Marylanders, that indeed they are prepared to making sure that they have the support of poor Maryland County. Well, over the weekend, in terms of politics as well, you had the Unity Party, the opposition Unity Party, who's rubbing shoulders with the CDC in Maryland. They were said to be opening their office in Peebo. Peebo is one of the jam-packed city in Maryland County. And so the office was open in Peebo, where there are a lot of speeches made. And in fact, several young people, first-time voters, vast majority of those who attended were first-time voters, and they vow and pledge their support to supporting the presidential bill of presidential candidate, including the vice presidential candidate of the rescue mission. And so the political expression of the county is on course.
Okay, Brian, thank you so very kindly. We hope we can have you on tomorrow. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, my brother. Thank you for having me on the KMTV morning show.
Thank you, Brian Dio, there corresponds for KMTV in Harper, Maryland County. He joined us this morning with that very, very emerging development that senatorial candidate in the county said once he's elected, he will provide 10,000 jobs for Marylanders, and no Marylanders will be living under the roof covering Taj. That's it right there. We'll take now. Deception is all over. Over the weekend, you listened to Minister of Finance for Development Planning of Liberia, Minister Samuel D. Twe, saying that, well, we have too much electricity in the country to the extent that Liberia now is exporting electricity to neighboring Ivory Coast. And he made a statement in a town in District 1 that do not have electricity. And I think it is that statement is chasing in every losing corners of the country. But now let's listen to Minister Twe. So you cannot have a community that do not have electricity, and then you go in that particular community and say to the people, well, this is the situation. We have more electricity. When the rain comes, and then we get more electricity because the hydro power supply is only stronger or get more stronger when you have more water in the hydro, right? So when the rain falls, then the system get more stronger. So against that, Liberia got more electricity to the extent that they are exporting electricity now to Ivory Coast. That was the statement made by Minister Twe. It is not me making it here, but you listen to him very shortly. Let's see if we can listen now to Minister Twe. So while we wait the SF to come up, I think all of the political pundits across Liberia, other social media.
Joseph said you gotta go connect 4,000 homes in Lima County. The project, he said, you're begging me, he said, the president can go, I beg you, the minister go. This is the story of electricity that you have transformed in this country. So in a few weeks, about 4,000 households in Lima, another 4,000 in Bon County will be connected to electricity. I was with Monica last night. You know what Monica told me? The NEC man. He said, you gotta tell the president to tell the colleague that be true. Liberia has exported power for the first time to Cote d'Ivoire. We supply electricity to Cote d'Ivoire through the CLSG line. Yeah, Cote d'Ivoire will buy electricity for Cote d'Ivoire, yeah? But when the rain comes, it's so that they go low, we also will sell it to them. Amen. So all they do is talk about job. The electricity problem was big and inherited. The cost of electricity was 55 cents per kilowatt, 35 cents. Let me tell you, if you get 4 labor, if you get 1 fan, if you get 1 iron, you get S bar, you are paying $90 on the Joseph Braga per month. You know how many you pay on the job you have now per month? $35.
There you listen to Minister Samuel D. Twe. He's the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Republic of Liberia, saying that Liberia is now exporting electricity to neighboring Ivory Coast. That statement was made in the town in District 1 that do not have electricity. And I think citizens in that town were very, very discouraged. They feel that the government is forgetting about their own citizens now and going to another country to, make the lives of other citizens in that country better. And I think it's something that we should not do. Many persons say that, well, when those officials in government It's before the president. They get overzealous. They want to overperform, and I think that statement was made out of the team is Mr. Louis Brown. But before he gave the names of those individuals who will manage the campaign for 2023, he also made a statement that I think you've been listening in the public. For those of you who've been following on social media, seditions are asking other seditions that they make this election a one-round victory. According to Mr. Cummings, it is not possible that you have 20 candidates, 20 presidential candidates. You will need 50 plus 1% of the total amount of vote to make you president of the country. And then you say you want a one-round victory. How would that come? It is not possible. So in his term, he termed it as the way you will listen to him. So Mr. Cummings said that that statement is not in line with what the vice majority is saying, but it is the way he will say it. Now listen to Mr. Cummings over the weekend before he named his campaign team. And that was at the CPP headquarters on 9th Street, Cinco in Monrovia, where Mr. Cummings named his campaign team. But prior to that, he said that, moreover, he said the only person that can, if there will be a war-round victory, the only person that can do that will be him, Mr. Ellis Cummings. But now listen to him. Let's not bring you the accept with Mr. Ellis Cummings.
So let's please, a moment of silence, please. Thank you. May his soul rest in peace. So today we are officially kicking off our journey to the executive mansion. Today we are officially kicking off our journey to the presidency. Today we are officially kicking off the restoration of good governance and economic growth to all Nigerians. But today we should recognize the 40th anniversary of the signing of the Accra Peace Accord. And so I want to, on behalf of the CPP and in my own name, commit to the peaceful process of the election of half of the Senate, the entire House of Representatives, and the presidency of Liberia. I want us to do this in a peaceful manner, in a transparent manner, because it is in our interest to maintain the peace in Liberia. But I want to remind the Liberian people, I want to remind President Weah that it is his responsibility as president of this country to maintain the peace in Liberia. responsibility as president to ensure free, fair, and transparent elections. He cannot and must not abdicate that responsibility because he is constitutionally sworn to keep the peace in our country, and we hold him responsible for keeping the peace in Nigeria. But they charge my people, they charge my fellow Liberians. The choice is very clear. Liberians can choose from the past. Liberians can choose the present, or they can choose a bright and better future. The best and better future for Liberia is Alexander Cummings and Dr. Sally and Boston. Very confident that Liberians will make the right decision. You know, I know the president and the CDC talking about first round victory. That is nonsense. That will not happen. You know why? Because they have failed the Liberian people. So nobody, no Liberian, none of our international partners to believe that nonsense and they will be a first round victory for President William. In fact, the only person who has the ability of winning the first round is the
that the only person who has the capability of winning the first round in this election is Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, and the statement made by the president of Liberia, President George Weah, that he wins in the first round is complete nonsense. And following that, he named his campaign team, his full campaign team, on over the weekend, and that campaign team was chaired by Mr. Louis Brown. We'll take that except. I think our guest is almost here. We'll take that except. When we come back, we set the stage for our guest right here on the KMTV Morning Show. Thank you so much if you're just joining us. Thanks to all of you who've been sharing and sending your comments. We're hoping that you're having yourselves a wonderful time. Let's now bring you that except where the CPP standard bearer, Mr. Ellis Cummings, named his full campaign team over the weekend.
So let's start by naming the national campaign team. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? So our national advisory chairman is Dr. Toga Dewe Makipak. is Lafayette Cruz. Our deputy for communication is AMOS MOMO. And we have as advisor Councilor Yafa Biped, Eugene Zidell, Wabu Kazu, Victor Nakwe, Mariah Yekula, Senator Jonathan Sekwe, are advisors to the campaign.
There you listen to Mr. Alexander B. Cummins. He's the CPP stand-up barrier. They're naming the full campaign team, those individuals who will manage his campaign as we move to the 2023 election. Too many things happening in the country that we are to talk about. Very shortly, our guest will be here. Our guest will join us this morning. She's a senatorial candidate in Montserrat County, and she will join us. We'll talk more about her intervention in Montserrat. What are those things she thinks is not going well for the people of Montserrat that she wants to come and change. Those lapses from the current leadership of the county, she will speak on that. Her intervention and workings in Montserrat County, she's going to be telling us about those ones. The violent-free election, we'll talk about it, and she will be telling us her own stand as we move to the 2023 October 10 polls. She comes from the CPP angle, and she's on the CPP ticket for the senatorial polls of Montserrat County. Her name is Madam Victoria Tulu Kwekwe. She will join us here very shortly on the show. Now, what I really want to focus on here is the statement made by Minister Twe. You see, in a country where you have the masses are suffering, right? They barely have meals for a day. You go about making statements that are very frustrating. You go about making statements that will undermine the trust that have been imposed in you. And I think in my mind, if you get involved into making these statements, you create an environment where the Liberian people will feel that they have no protection. The Liberian people will feel that they had no comfort. Because if you will say, not even all of the communities in Montserrat have electricity, but you will go and say, well, we have more electricity to the extent that Liberia is not exporting current to neighboring Africas. I think that is a huge amount of deception, right? If you will say the president needs to go and electrify 400, I think he said 400 homes in Nimba and Ganta, and Banga cities. So it means that Montserrat itself is already completed with electricity. I think the minister needs to rethink. He needs to understand that in these political times, it's good to say things, right? But you should say them with fear. You should say them with reality. Like he said on the road issue, you cannot create a very dark environment for the Minister of Public Works. You made a statement to the minister. The minister told you, well, this is not that amount of road. We have completed this percentage of road. But he said, well, This is it, and this is what you should say. Now the minister went about saying that it backfired, and now in the public she has been seriously flogged because the public perception is that the issue of road, this government is doing well, right? They are managing to do their best, but you cannot overestimate the amount, because if you say those things that are not glaring, then you create an environment for people to not trust you. So I think in my mind, it is something that we need to be very careful with. We need to be very, very careful. If we are not careful, we'll put ourselves in a situation that many Liberians will not have trust in either of the officials of government. Okay? And it's something that is very, very bad. It's something that is very bad. As we move to this election, we should go with facts, tangibles. We should go with actual fact, right? If you want to say, well, we are doing this, this is the way we started it, this is the place we are, or this is the way we completed it, then now the people will have that trust. They will have that mindset that, well, these are our people and I think they are doing well. But if you go with lies, you go with fallacy, because you see the president before you, you are overzealous, you want to perform even the president that you are doing 100% of what you can do, then it means that you are creating a dark image for your government. I think it is something that we all need to be very careful with. And I think someone is asking for that, except where Minister Twe made a statement, hoping that you can put that up again so that the people listen clearly to what he said. Because I'm not the one saying it. I'm only, trying to interpret in my way what he said and how the people, if it were me in that community, how we feel, right? I would feel that I have been left out. I have been rejected. It's a huge amount of deception. And so we're hoping that you can put that video up with Samuel Toye so that those following can listen to his very self making this statement. He even called Morning Captain. Are you, if you are aware, Morning Captain is that one, is the man who is managing the electricity business in the country. So he said Morning Captain told him that they have more electricity because of the rain, and is to the extent that they are now exporting electricity to Africa. And even my little daughter will not want to accept that, because not even all of the communities in Montserrat have electricity. So if you have more electricity, why can't you go in all of the loops and corners of Liberia to provide electricity first before you go to another country? So I think it was in the right path that he made a statement. With the outcry of the public and the lash on him, I think he will come back to make some reporter. But if you can put that video up where he made a statement, it will be very, very good for our followers, because some of them are asking that they want to listen to it. Hoping you can put it up. Hoping you can put that video up with Mr. Samuel Toye.
Jesus said, you gotta go connect 4,000 homes in Lima County. The project, he said, you're begging me, say, the president can go, I beg you, the minister go. This is a story of electricity that you have transformed in this country. So in a few weeks, about 4,000 households in Lima, another 4,000 in one country will be connected to electricity. I was with Monica last night. You know what Monica told me? The LC man. He said, you gotta tell the president to tell the colleague can be true. Liberia has exported power for the first time to Cote d'Ivoire. We supply electricity to Cote d'Ivoire through the CLSE line. Yeah, Cote d'Ivoire will buy electricity for Cote d'Ivoire, yeah? But when the rain comes, it's so that they go low, we also sell it to them. Amen. So all they do is talk about job. The electricity problem was big and inherited. The cost of electricity was 55 cents per kilowatt, 35 cents. Let me tell you, if you get 4 labor, if you get 1 fan, if you get 1 iron, you get S bar, you are paying $90 on the Joseph Waka per month. You know how many you pay on the job you are now per month? $35.
That was the statement made there by Minister Samuel D. Tua. He's the Minister of Finance for Development Planning, Republic of Liberia. And so the campaign activities is all over, is continuing in all of the counties. Like in Lofa County, presidential candidate Clarence Moniba is in Lofa. There are information coming that he's engaging all of the towns and villages, chiefs and elders of Lofa County. And as we speak, he's still in Lofa. I think he should be back because he should be in Lofa for 10 days, hoping that he'll be back this week. And when he comes back, he will be sitting right here so he answers some of our questions as it relates to his quest for the presidency of this country. Moreover to that, in Nimba County, Rescue 2, who's Jeremiah Cohn is in Nimba. We've been seeing pictorials and videos, evidence of his engagement to citizens of Nimba County. He was in Logat 2. I think it's the border between Liberia and Ivory Coast. He was also seen in Sanikole. He was seen in Ganta of that's Nimba County. He also was seen in other parts of Nimba County with Senator Prince Johnson. They're telling the people exactly their side and what will be those things their government will bring forth to the Liberian people to transform the lives of Liberians, thousands of Liberians here in the country. And I think, according to him, I managed to speak with Kelvin Matali. Kelvin is the PRO of the MDR. He said, well, the message is resonating. Nimbayans are on their heels. Nimbayans are very, very grateful for such opportunity. I think it has been decades now, Nimba having come close to the vice presidency of the country, but now you see their song is the vice president to the leading opposition political party in the country is something that they all year for, and they're hoping that all goes well. And also, they also have a Nimba son. I think Tier 1 Gonglo is from Nimba County as well. He's there with the Broom movement, and he's also touching other parts of the country as it relates to telling the people exactly what are those things he's going to do. He's more focused on corruption. He said he wants to sweep corruption out of the system, and once corruption is sweep out of the system, Liberians will have a better life. Liberians will have a better salary. Liberians, because the issue of corruption, what people think that someone said, you see, the president is not doing the payment of wax fees. The president is not giving the University of Liberia partly free because you go and do some registration and stuff like that. You do other free education activities. It's all from those incentive or those money that was harmonized from the people. Because if I was making a 300 US dollar per month, right, to where I work, and now you harmonize my salary, I am making I'm making $150. So it means I have been denied $150. Where is the $150 going? What is that money used for? So all of those things you see, like what people said from the opposition, all of those things you see the president is doing, all of those things you see um, people who are in opposition, in government are doing are this. It's the same money that they took from our people. It's the same money that they're going to be using back to the people. That they want from the harmonization. That money is being used for education purpose. That's the reason why you see the University of Liberia is almost close to 90 to 95% free. It's also the reason why you see the president is paying wax fees. It's not the president personal money, right? But it is money that they manage. It's a smart idea, right? That's the reason why. No, at times Minister Samuel Tua blundered, but at times he do very well because If you will create that very smart idea that, well, Mr. President, those that are making $300 should make $150. So you talk about harmonization. So if you would make $300 and your salary was harmonized to $150, it means that you still have $150 that needs to be you know, questioned. What is that money being used for? Where is that money placed? If you say you are bringing free education, free this and free that, tell us the money that was harmonized is placed for this purpose. The money that was harmonized is placed for this purpose, so that the people knows exactly where the president is doing his best, but the money being used is not his personal money. We need to be clear to that. So I think this is one of the main reasons Liberians, most especially those in the civil servant area, are feeling very bad about this government, because those that were making $1,000, their salary got harmonized to almost $500, to almost $600. So it means that if you are renting an apartment that you are paying $300 monthly or $250 monthly or even $150 monthly, you have to have, to get relocation, because you will not be able to meet up with your rentage with the current amount of salary you make. You understand? These are some of the reasons why the dissatisfaction is huge. So all of these things, if you are taking $1,000 gas coupon home, you will not take that, because it will be caught. Where is all of those money going? We need to know. So the issue of government and the way people, Liberia is the oldest country on the continent of Africa, right? Liberia is older than Ghana, Africa, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and the rest of it. With the little number of development, go in Ghana, go in Nigeria, go Africa. You see overhead bridges. Liberia don't even have one. You see good roads. We have substandard roads. We appreciate that. You see good electricity, good sanitation, good water. Liberia is still crawling to get those things done. You see good sport areas. Our president played football throughout his life, and I think we are giving him his retirement job with the presidency. But we don't even have a fitting good. With the little ones we have, we are all over the place boasting that we are doing well. The government is doing well. The government is, providing jobs. The government is providing good electricity. The government is doing all those are things that have been named by seditions and the rest of it. Who told you that my parents sent me to school to just be in this position forever? Myself need to live. But the issue of people in government is not only about this government, but other government to come. It will still it's still going to be the same personal aggrandizement. It is not one of the MOMOs. It should not be another person. So if we continue being, in this state of mind, wherein it should just be this person, wherein it should just be that person. It should just be this person or one of my kind, one of my family. Then whether you are competent or not, where are we heading? It means that Liberia will continually be the way we are, because we'll go there, enrich ourselves, and walk away with impunity. Liberians need to stand up. Liberians, it's not only about this government. Even when Joseph Boakai happens to win, right, the election, there will still be people that will go there with the mindset of enriching themselves. If you have that in your mind and you go to public office, the corruption in that office will be huge, because you will bring all of your family, occupy the office that cannot question you. There will be no integrity. Everything you do there will just be corruption to enrich yourself and your family. And I think that is bad. I think it is very, very bad. We need to graduate from that stage. The stage of just one circle of people. Why do you think other politicians, other young people, emerging political leaders can do? Edwin Snow can do that other individuals will not do. Why do you think other young emerging political leaders will not do that Senator Prince Johnson can do? So you just have this one circle of politicians just being in the circle of our politics, just being in the circle of the running of this government from today to tomorrow to the rest of the day. It's not something that we need to be looking at. But when this time comes, they bring a few t-shirts, they bring a few cups of rice, $20 US, and we jump under the rain, we get under the sun to go and put them back into office. When they are elected, then they turn back on us and say, well, my money took me to where I am. So that my money elected me. It is not a good sound. It is not a good sound. I think we should graduate from this now as we move to the 2023 October 10 polls. We need to make a decision that will change our lives. We need to make a decision that will speak to the other countries that were Liberians and Liberia is ready for business. You understand? Liberians are people of moral. Liberians are people of high esteem. But if we will keep electing those same recycled politicians, it means that we will just remain where we are. We need to be very, very far-sighted as we move to the pool, most especially the young generation, to understand that, well, we have more to do. We need a better life. We need our family. Some of us are getting children. We need a life that will transform the lives of our own children. We need a generation that will be more modernized. We need a generation that will be more suitable for our children. We cannot be in a country where you go turn around, you get $10 the next day, you have to go and turn around to get $10 because you use the $10 today and you'll be left with nothing. Where are we? The same people in government will say the education system is a mess. But yet and stay, and mind you, majority of those individuals' children are not here going to school. They would not go to hospital here. The health system is very rotten. They will not go to hospital here. All of their children are out of the country. Some of them are in Europe, America, and the rest of it. But we are here. We are fearing it. But today, tomorrow, when October 10 comes, we'll go to the same pool and elect those same leaders. And I think in my mind, that is unacceptable. We need to rethink our decisions as we go to the October 10 pool. This is the KMTV morning show with me, AMOS Thomas MOMO. We're going to take a short break. I don't know what's holding our guest. It was confirmed that she should be here by 10:30, but now it's a minute up to 11 o'clock. We have just 30 minutes, and I don't know what's going on. But we're going to take a short break to come right back, and when we come back, we will tell you as to whether we have our guest or we'll call it the onto this presentation of the show. A short break will bring us right back.
Many times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people who have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The blue line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.
I want to say we sincerely apologize that we cannot bring you our guest this morning because of some situation she's involved with. I'm hoping that we can have her on tomorrow here with the show. That's all the time we have for you. Tomorrow we'll be here with another presentation of the KMTV morning show. This morning it has been a difficult presentation so far, but we'll be here tomorrow with another presentation. Until tomorrow, I'm bidding you a very wonderful day. Bye-bye from Monrovia.